Let's go.
It's another K-Town beat.
YouTube, it's your boy, Mr. Outliner. I'm back. Hey, we got the high taper with no C cup, right? High taper, no C cup. Somebody messed them up right there. So we don't have a choice but to do the high taper because they brought the C cup up a little too high on both sides. And plus he was saying something about his sidebars, his bars not being correct on one side. So we're gonna try to fix that up. And then first thing you want to do is just comb the hair out. And I like to use a comb because I want to feel what's under the scalp, just in case he has any like abrasions or something under there. I can feel it because with a brush you won't, right? So I need to know what my guards are going over, if it's gonna be smooth or what I need to pay attention to, right? And then for this type of hair and to keep his waves intact, we use a 1.5 guard close using the Wall Seniors, right? So we got the Wall Seniors, 1.5 guard close with the grain, get everything down to the desired length, and then we go from there. And right there in the front, I was using the 1 guard. So when you get to the edges of the hairline, you want to use something smaller. A 1 guard would do close, and you want to make the curls in the front lay down. You want that to lay down so you can, when you get ready to do your lineup, it'll be very smooth and it'll look very good, so when the hair curls up, it tends not to give as sharp a line, so you want to make sure that the hair is laying down for that. Now you want to be able to do that all the way around the head, and also you want to make sure you get all the hair laid down properly before you get ready to start the taper. Now when starting the high taper, at first I thought he wanted to keep his C cup, so he's going to show me that he really wanted it high. So when starting your high taper, you have to start the line, your first guideline high. See, he wanted his taper up that high. So it's always about what the customer wants, right? No matter what I think, what you think is right, what looks good to you or whatever, this is where he asked for, that's where he wants his taper at, that's where I'm gonna put it at. So anyway, you make your first guideline high, a little bit under where he wants his taper to sit, right? And then you take that same 1 guard and make sure everything is smooth, right? Because sometimes on the sides, it could be a little bit rougher, it could be a little thicker, it could be, the hair pattern, the growth of the hair, it may not lay down as smooth as you want it to. So you have to come back with a smaller guard than you use on the top, right? So now you use no guard open, and you just kind of take away that first guideline. Now, you want to be as smooth as possible with this. You don't want to really create another guideline. You want to be careful with that. But essentially, you are making another guideline. But you want it to be as light as possible, so when you get ready to remove the next guideline, it'll come out very easy. So now we take that same 1 guard open. We're using the Wild Magic clip right here. You take that 1 guard open and you just clean up the next guideline per se, right? So you clean it up and you can already kind of see that the fade is kind of coming together the way that we want it to. So you really only using 2 guards here, right? Or 1 guard and no guard. So you go open to close. I always go open to close, and it's a lot of picking my spots and detailing from here. So the structure of the high taper is already intact. Once you make that high guideline, boom, you already halfway there, right? and then you clean up that first guideline and you come back, and now you start picking your parts. Now it's just blending, we feathering basically, right? So I'm using the corner of the blade a lot here, because by me using the corner of the blade, it's allowing me to not make heavy lines, right? You don't want to make heavy guidelines. Like, you don't want your clipper to be flat on the scalp, only when you're trying to really remove a line, like a hard line, right? So any other time you want to use the corner of the blade, like I'm using right here, you see the fade, it's already coming out. So it's a little bulky towards the top, but I'm sure I'll probably use, clip over comb to try to smooth that out. The one guard a little bit more to try to smooth that out. But also you can use the same tool that you use to make your first guideline to take it out. And also, even when I'm taking it out with that, I also use the corner of the blades, because I'm still trying to do a feathering type thing, right? Because I don't want to make a hard guideline. And like I said right here, I use a little clip over comb, because sometimes to me the guard just don't get it done, because it's something about, like, it can't get into the space that I actually want to get it into. So I like to use clip over comb in order to get that look, right? So I think everybody should incorporate this into their haircuts in way. So you see how much smoother everything is starting to look when I use the clip over comb, right? That actually works, right? And it brings a different level to your game, and you can get better detail when you use it. So you want to look to incorporate that and use it, and use it to your advantage. So you customizing the fade when you do this. Like, this is something that the guards can't do, all the time. So you see that taper is coming out nice, and then on the edges you just want to trim it, make sure all the little hairs are laid down. You can detail it more right here, so you don't have to detail it later, right? So we good right now, and I'm gonna spray a little bit of my Mr. Outliner Detailing Mist on this side, because I'm already on this side. By the time I get back around to it, it'll be dry, the hair will be in place, it'll be stiff, and it'll be ready to line up. On this side, we do the exact same thing that we did on the other side. So make your guideline high, bring it up a little bit above the eyebrow, right? You start it, get it good, get it about. Come back, you can use one guard to knock down the sides. Here I didn't, but that's what I did on the other side. But you want to be in the habit of doing the exact same thing to both sides, which I can still go back and use the one guard like I'm about to do right here. But sometimes for video purposes, I want to do the exact same thing. But you want to do I know my system, and I know how to manipulate it or change it up or switch it up. But if you're new to the game, or you're trying to get a consistent look all the time, until you master it, you want to do the exact same steps. So one guard down, smooth it out, come back, no guard, clean up the first guideline, come back with the one guard like we are right here, detail it, clean it up, use the corner of the blade, stretch the skin, those type of things. Those are the type of things that you want to incorporate every day. Like, that's part of every haircut. Your system, my system is your approach, right? And then your system, and then your execution. You know what I mean? So these are the three things that you need. I always say this in all my videos lately, like the last 10 or so videos, because I want you to understand that part of it, because it's more mental. And then after the mental part of it, it becomes skill over time after practice and repetition. So mentally you have to prepare yourself on how to go about doing the haircut, right? And here I am again with the clip over comb, just because I think it's better for me at certain points. I like it. I use it on almost every haircut, when I can, when I feel like it's needed. You know what I mean? So, so this is how you create the high taper, right? And we're not doing the C cup I already had the debate with people what a high taper is with the C cut, without the C cut. But this is the high taper. This is what we're doing. So we're gonna turn them around and get them prepped for the edge up. And on this side, we're gonna spray the Mr. Outliner detailing mist here too, in order to have it prepped for this side also. So after you get that part done, now you wanna, focus on the edge up. And you see, like, he pointing to where, the last barber, did something that he didn't want done. It was kind of going in and back, out and back or something. You can look at it and see for yourself, so what we're working with here. So if you pay attention to what I'm doing, I'm looking at his lineup because I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to approach it. And that's what I was trying to tell you, earlier, that it's all mental. You want to figure out how you're going to approach it, see where like his light spots are, see how you can, manipulate those. If you can get away with, moving the hairline back a little bit and still making it look natural, to give them a sharp look, or, things like that. So you want to, like I said, you want to get your approach down. And then once you get your approach down, you want to go in. So for me, I try to take my time on the lineup because I know that's like one of the most important things in the haircut. And right here, you don't want to push the bars back. You see me, I'm pulling out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going in, I'm tapping and pulling out. So I got the basis for his line, right? And I always say I'm not super focused on making it sharp right now, but I want the structure to be in place. So we're gonna clean it up. See, the curve still look like it's there, so I had to come in and knock that little piece out. You see that? So yeah, so sometimes people like the C cup, sometimes they don't. I just do whatever the client asks me to do. So here I use my hair fiber that I got coming out, so be on the lookout for that. So now if you spray too much hair fiber in one place, it's an easy way to get it out, and it's an easy way for you to make it look more natural, right? So right there, it's really thick on the side. So you take the wide part of the comb, right, like I did, and just comb it down, and boom, there you go. So now it looks natural all over again, right? And then you use the Mr. Outliner detail and mist, spray it on, let it dry, and then go from there. Then you ready to start the lineup. So I turn them to the other side while that side dries, right? And then on this side, you want to do the same thing. You just kind of want to match the sides up, and you might have to use your mirror after you come from one side to the other side just to make sure everything, is correct. But for the most part, you just follow the line straight across. And then on the side, you try to get the sidebars. You see how they was going back. And I use the comb to try to bring it forward. I stretch the skin a little bit so I can see exactly what I'm doing, right? And it's not gonna be super sharp right here. So we know we're gonna use enhancements to get the look that he wants, right? So that's all we focus on, is not pushing that vertical bar back, because that's where he had his main problem, is the person messed his vertical bar up. Right, so I don't want to mess that up in no type of way. So that's what we're doing here. So, and on this side, we take the little curve that was already there and match it to the other side. So now we get him ready. Now that he's ready, now we use the hair fiber on this side. Also, we fill it in, the little light spots. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of people have a lot of issues with hair fiber or enhancement, period. It depends on the client, man. If they ask you for it, it's cool. Can I do a sharp line without hair fiber? Definitely, but it's not about me, it's about the client. And use more of my detail and mist just to make sure the line comes out crispy. But it's more about what the client wants, the look they want, what they got going on for the day. Enhancements are just that, enhancements. So, I like them. I like to use them. I even use it on my beard, right? Now, as you can see, his line is intact. Now we just come back, and now I want to go in and I want to detail his line up. You know, just make it sharper. What I already have, I don't have to do much to it. I don't have to alter it. You see how crisp everything is using detail and mist, and it's also good to always use a good hair fiber. Because once you use a good hair fiber and you use a good locking agent like the detailing mist, then everything comes. You see that? You see how crisp that is, right? So, you know, if you do the right approach, if you use the same system, the right system, you know, you will get a consistent look, right? So it's important, and that's how I'm able to obtain a consistent clientele also, because I have a system. Even on my bad day, if you have a system, even on your bad day, your haircuts is still gonna be 85% good. It might not be your A1, because you know, just you could be tired, you know, whatever. You could be having just a bad day, period, right? Whatever it is, right? But if you have, it's muscle memory, you know, or if you have your system, you can still give them a look that they want, and a look that's consistent if you use a system. You know what I mean? So that's another important reason to have a system, is because, like I say, even on your bad day, you putting out good work. You know what I mean? So then once after you do that, after you feel like the hairline is in place, you want to come back and you want to just start using your trimmers or whatever tool you want to use to trim the wild hairs to make everything else come in place. But hey, this is the end of the video. This is the hot taper. Don't forget, use your approach, your system, your method, you know, all that type of stuff. So, you know what I mean? So anyway, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. You know how we do it. Until next time, love, peace, and hair grease. I'm out.